Hello guys, in this video we are going to discuss the solution of the problem mag circular subarray sum. So let us look at the problem statement. The problem statement says given an array integers ARR in a circular fashion, find the maximum subarray sum that we can get if we assume the array to be circular. So for instance, if this is the array which is given to us, the maximum subarray sum that is possible over here is 22. And that subarray is 12, 8, minus 8, 9, minus 9 and 10. And that is why we are returning 22 over here. So that's about the problem statement, folks. Now let us discuss the solution of this problem. So in order to compute the maximum subarray sum, what we are going to do is we are going to compute the regular subarray sum. And we are also going to compute the circular subarray sum. And how do we compute the regular subarray sum? Well, the way we are going to compute the regular subarray sum is using cadence algorithm. So to compute the regular subarray sum, we are going to rely on cadence algorithm. And to compute the circular subarray sum, all we have to do is we have to compute the total sum and we have to compute the minimum sum subarray. And we need to subtract these two values and we will get our circular subarray sum. And once we have computed our regular subarray sum and circular subarray sum, all we have to do is we have to compute the maximum between circular subarray sum and regular subarray sum, and that will give us our answer. So that's the brief idea about solving this problem, folks. Now let us take an example to understand this better. So let us say this is the array which is given to us. Let us first discuss how are we going to compute the circular sum. So the circular sum will be given by total sum minus minimum sum. So as we can see, the total sum is equals to 11, and what is the minimum sum which is possible over here? So the minimum sum which is possible over here is minus 11. So if we take this element, this alone element will give us the minimum sum. So the minimum sum will be given by minus 11. So the circular sum will be equals to total sum minus minimum sum. So this becomes 11 plus 11, which is equals to 22. And in this way, we will be able to compute the circular sum. Now let us discuss the cadence algorithm to compute the maximum regular sum subarray. So now let us discuss the cadence algorithm. So in cadence algorithm, we are going to use current max sum, and current maximum will essentially be updated by computing the max between current max sum plus the current element comma current max sum. So whichever is maximum between these two will give us the value of current max sum. Similarly, the max sum will be given by max between max sum and current max sum. And in this way, we are going to compute the maximum sum. Now let us run these two statements over this example in order to compute our current maximum and max sum. So for the first element, the current maximum will be 8, and maximum sum, which is the maximum between the max sum and current maximum, will also be 8. Sorry folks, this value is essentially ARRI. So we are going to compute the maximum between current maximum plus ARRI or ARRI. So with this, let us proceed forward. So over here, the current maximum will be equals to 0 and the maximum sum will be 8 itself. Now let us proceed forward. So over here, let us compute the maximum between current maximum, which is 8, minus 8, comma, minus 8. So the current maximum will be equals to 0, because of which the maximum remains 8 itself. Now let us compute the current maximum again for the next element. So this will becomes equals to 0 plus 9 or 9. So this becomes equals to 9, and the maximum between 8 and 9 is 9, because of which this will be 9. Now let us compute the current maximum for the next element. So this will be 9 minus 9 comma minus 9. So this value becomes equals to 0. So the maximum sum remains 9 itself. Now let us compute the current maximum for the next element. So the next element is 10. So the current maximum will be given by 0 plus 10 comma 10. So the max between these two, and this value becomes equals to 10. And the maximum between 9 and 10 is 10, because of which this value will become equals to 10. Moving forward, let us again compute the max between 10 minus 11 comma minus 11. So this value becomes equals to minus 1. And the maximum between 10 and minus 1 is 10, because of which we are going to maintain 10 over here. And finally, the current max sum will be given by minus 1 plus 12 comma 12. So this value becomes equals to 12. And since the maximum between 10 and 12 is 12, because of which we are going to make it as 12. So the maximum regular sum which we are getting using cadence algorithm is 12, whereas the maximum circular sum which we are getting is 22. So clearly the maximum sum subarray will be given by 22, which is what we are going to return. So that's the discussion of solution, folks. Now let us discuss the pseudocode of this problem. So let us say we want to compute the maximum sum subarray and an array is given to us. So for this, let's have current max sum and let us set the value to 0. Similarly, let's have maximum sum and let us set this value to minus infinity. Similarly, let us have current minimum sum and initial value of this value is equals to 0 and minimum sum, and this value is equals to plus infinity. So sys dot max size. Additionally, let's have total also and initial value is equals to 0. And now let us iterate on the elements of the array. And first let us do the cadence algorithm. So for cadence algorithm, current max sum will be equals to max between current max sum plus element or element itself. And once we have computed the current max sum, let us update our max sum. And max sum will be equals to max between current max sum or max sum. And in this way, we will be able to compute the maximum sum subarray. Similarly, let us compute the minimum sum subarray. Since in order to calculate the circular sum, we will be needing minimum sum subarray. So for that, current minimum sum will be given by minimum between current min sum plus element or element itself. And similarly, minimum sum will be equals to minimum between min sum or current min sum. And towards the end, let's also compute total. So total will be equals to total plus element. And once we have computed all these values, all we have to do is we have to check if min sum equals to total. If this is the case, then the circular sum will be equals to 0, because circular sum is equals to total minus min sum, in which case the maximum sum subarray will be given by max sum, basically the cadence algorithm. Otherwise, let us return the max between max sum, so the sum we will obtain via cadence algorithm, or the sum which we are going to obtain via circular sum. So the circular sum is essentially total minus min sum. So the maximum between these two is going to give us our answer. So that's the pseudocode, folks. Now let us see how we have implemented this in Python and C++. So first let us look at the Python implementation. We have max sum and min sum, and then we have current minimum sum and current maximum sum, and total equals to 0. Then we are computing the max sum. So for that, current max sum will be given by current max sum plus element or element, and max sum will be maximum between max sum or current max sum. Similarly, current min sum will be equals to minimum between current min sum plus element or element itself, and then minimum sum will be equals to min sum or current min sum, and then the total. If current minimum sum is equals to total, in such case the circular sum will be equals to 0, because of which we are returning max sum, which we will obtain via cadence algorithm. Otherwise, the maximum between the circular sum and the regular sum is what we need to return. So that's the Python implementation, folks. Now let us submit our solution. So our Python solution got accepted. Now let us look at the C++ implementation. So the C++ implementation is also the same, folks. Min sum, max sum is there, current max sum and current min sum, and total. Then we are iterating on the elements of the array and we are computing max sum, min sum, and total. and towards the end we are checking whether minsum equals to total. In such case, we are returning maxsum, which we are going to obtain via cadence algorithm. Otherwise, the maximum between circular sum and the regular sum. So that's the C++ implementation, folks. Now let us submit our solution. So our C++ implementation also got accepted. That is all from this video, folks. In case if you have any question or comment regarding this video, please feel free to use the comment section and I'll try to address them. Thank you.